Lily, I'm really sorry. After the accident gets sorted out, I'm going to the hospital. So, what about your leg?
I was told that I may never walk again.
I'm sorry, because I carelessly missed a red light. I am truly sorry. I'll support you for the rest of my life, so please forgive me.
It's something that has happened. It's okay now. There's nothing we can do, right?
That's not good. I took your ability to walk because of my own negligence, you know?
That's why it's useless to regret what has already happened. You must be in a lot of pain too, right? Sure, I'm shocked too, but I'm happier that both of us are alive.
Lily,
I want to eat something sweet. I can't move yet, and I can't go to the hospital store. Can you bring something when you come to visit?
okay. I'll bring your favorite cake. Wait, is it okay to have cake at a time like this?
If I say I want to eat it, then please bring it.
Okay. Also, I don't have the face to meet your parents.
My parents are shocked too, but they're calm. You'll be okay.
Really? I might be told to divorce you. Then I wouldn't be able to refuse.
I would hate to break up at this point. And my parents wouldn't say something like that.
But if I were a parent, I think I couldn't forgive it. Because I took the precious ability to walk from their daughter.
Tom, it's okay. People aren't that weak. Indeed, it might have been an irreversible incident, but let's focus on the fact that we are both safe now.
Getting encouraged by you who's hurt the most.
I understand that it's hard for you too, Tom. It might be tough from now on. But we can overcome it. So, shall we try our best?
Yeah. You're right. Just as you say. I will definitely support you.
Please do so. I might be a bother for a while, but I will keep living, looking forward. Tom, are you going to be home late again today?
Sorry. I have to work overtime.
I see. You know I made your favorite dish today. Do you think you can eat it when you get home?
No, I might not be able to today. I'll eat it for breakfast tomorrow.
Understood. Then I'll keep your portion in the fridge.
Lily, you don't have to push yourself. Don't worry about me, just take care of yourself.
But right now I can only stay at home. And recently I've been able to do household chores by myself, right? So I want to do more.
Seeing you work so hard, I don't know how to say. It seems painful.
I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not pushing myself. You don't have to say it that way.
But you don't have to do the household chores. Oh, right. You can go back to your parents' house for a while. Wouldn't it be more relaxing there?
I won't go back to my parents' house. If I go back now, I might end up relying on them.
It's okay. You've been discharged from the hospital and living in a wheelchair, right? And there's still weekly physical therapy. Our apartment is small. I don't think it's a very good environment.
If I go back, I'll be away from you.
I'm worried. I leave you alone in the house most of the time because of work. What would you do if there was a fire? Do you think you can escape if there's an earthquake?
That is, I won't know until it happens.
You probably can't escape. Our place is an apartment, and if the elevator stops, you're done. Because you can't use the stairs.
If you keep saying that, you'll never be able to live the life you want. Why not move to a ground floor apartment or a detached house then?
You can't just spring a moving conversation on me.
Shouldn't we strive to live in our current home then? And what happens after I go back to my parents' house? What will be the catalyst for me to return to this house? I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. You're not planning on living separately forever, are you?
No, I'm just genuinely worried about you, Lily.
I'm doing my best not to bother others as much as possible. Have a little faith in me.
It's not a matter of not trusting you.
Are you trying to kick me out?
No.
You've hardly been at home lately, right? Even when you come home, you only sleep. Even on your days off, you go out somewhere alone. It's like you don't want to be with me.
Lily, I'm sorry.
What?
To be honest, it hurts me to see you, Lily.
Huh?
I'm reminded of the accident, and I feel like I'm being blamed for it.
We decided not to think about who's at fault anymore, right?
I just can't get past it. It's painful every day.
Don't say things like that.
I'm sorry, but that's how I truly feel. I don't want to see you now.
Are you abandoning me?
Stop saying it like that. If you were married to me, I think it would be okay to continue the marriage.
But we're going to live separately, right? That makes no sense.
Because I can't say I want a divorce.
You're the worst. That's not fair. That's cruel.
All I can do now is apologize to you. I'm sorry. I'll leave everything else up to you.
I'm fine. I understand. I'll go back to my parents' house. I'll also divorce you.
Are you sure?
Because you don't have any feelings for me. There's no reason to continue the marriage, right?
Because I was the one who... your legs.
I'll forget about you too. You can be free now. Tom, I heard from my mom.
She told you? My mother-in-law sure has bad timing. I can't believe you would just walk into her house to pick up your forgotten stuff.
It's only been a few days since our divorce. And you're already living with another woman? You planned to break up from the start, didn't you? Were you having an affair?
No, that's not it. I had a serendipitous encounter right after our divorce. We hit it off and decided to live together. Also, I've already returned the key. Tell your mom not to come here again.
So cruel. If you had another woman, you should have just been honest. Did you not want to pay alimony for the affair?
I said it wasn't an affair. Do you have any proof?
Who starts living together in just a few days? You must have been having an affair.
Even you might change if you have a faithful encounter. And how long would I have to wait for it to be acceptable? Legally, it's no problem after the divorce. A month, half a year, or can I start dating after a year?
I don't know.
I saw on the internet that approximately 19% of men find a new partner within a month. So I don't think it matters whether it's soon or later. It varies from person to person.
I've never heard of someone doing it in just a few days, though.
There's a pattern like this, too. Besides, you said you'd forget about me, right? Why care even after the divorce?
What's that? Even your attitude, you're strange. You were so apologetic until the divorce. That was just 3 days ago, you know?
I always look forward and keep moving. You should also stop contacting me like this and start your new life. You're in a wheelchair as it is. I think it's better to keep a positive attitude.
I can't believe it. You definitely deceived me.
I didn't deceive you. Could you stop doubting like that? It makes me feel sick.
But even my stuff was still there. There's no way you could switch that quickly. You had an affair because I'm in a wheelchair, right? You thought a normal woman who can walk would be better, right?
Enough is enough. You and I are strangers now. I've already given you the property division, so stop complaining. Don't follow me around anymore. I'm going to completely forget about you.
The last thing you did made me hate you unbearably.
You said you would set me free.
I didn't expect this kind of treatment. I will never forgive you.
You said you'd forget me quickly, didn't you? Well, it's fine if you remember me as you please. But please spare me the resentment from strange misunderstandings. I'm finally free from someone with a disability. Leave your anger behind and celebrate my future life. Lily, long time no see.
Who is this?
It's me, Tom. Did you forget about your ex-husband?
I deleted your contact a long time ago. So what do you want?
Well, I saw you at the hotel in front of the station earlier. I was there for our company's new president's inauguration ceremony. What were you doing there?
That's none of your business.
Cold as ever, aren't you? Oh wait, were you perhaps on a date? You were quite dressed up.
I don't want to discuss this with you. Alright then, goodbye.
Hold on a minute. It's been a while since we talked. Why don't we have a little conversation?
There's absolutely nothing fun about talking to you.
Wow, you've become quite harsh. And you know what? You still can't walk, right? I'm genuinely glad we got divorced. Living with someone with a disability for years would indeed be hard. I've come to realize that again. You don't need to come to the office from tomorrow. Cold as ever, aren't you? What's going on all of a sudden? I'm Lily's husband. You're quite disrespectful to my wife. Huh? Lily has a husband? Come on, what are you talking about? Are you pretending out of regret? No one would want to marry you, a wheelchair user. Aren't you done yet? If you continue this insult, I'm considering suing. So enough. Stop this farce. You're Tom Clark from sales, aren't you? Yes, that's right. Of course you'd know that. Do you understand what business our company is involved in? We're providing services for caregiving and people with disabilities. So what? It's none of my business. You're definitely fired. I'll let Manager Kim know myself. What? How do you know about Manager Kim? Manager just got promoted this year. Because I'm from your company. You're really not Lily. I told you at the beginning that I'm Lily's husband. I'm the company's CEO, White. What? What? You'll find out tomorrow if it's a lie. Well, I've already contacted Manager Kim, so you'll find out soon. Please, wait a moment. I've just got a message from Manager Kim. What did you do? Do you believe me now? I'm sorry. I said many disrespectful things without knowing you were CEO White. You should be apologizing to my wife, Lily. Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm deeply sorry. I've heard about you from my wife. Your reckless driving caused my wife to be in a wheelchair, and then you dumped her. When I heard about it for the first time, I was shocked that someone could do such a horrible thing. And to think that you were one of our company's employees. Didn't you hear about it from her in advance? That I work here? My wife completely forgot about you. And even if she had told me about you first, I would have fired you on the spot. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I will also apologize to Lily. Don't refer to my wife by her first name. You're really disrespectful. I'm sorry. But personally, I am grateful to you. To me. Yes, because you let such a wonderful person go. I was really lucky to meet my wife. I owe everything I am today to my wife. Yes, Lily. No, Lily is always kind and caring, always positive and supportive. Then why did you break up with my wife? That's because, out of guilt. Well, I'll let it pass as that. It's a moot point now. I will come later to apologize again. Could you please not fire me? Isn't that a separate issue? What you did was despicable. You insulted my wife who is in a wheelchair. I don't want someone like that in our company which contributes to society. I've really reflected on it. I will never repeat the same mistake again. It seems my wife has something to say to you.
It's Lily. Never contact me again. Of course, I intend to block you too.
Okay, I won't contact you. And I'm sorry about earlier. I was surprised to see that you had become even more beautiful. I thought you might be living a lonelier life than me. So seeing you looking happy, it made me resentful.
You're still the same ugly person who envies other people's happinesses. You even asked me to congratulate you on your new girlfriend.
I'm really sorry about back then. I was messed up.
What? I couldn't walk on both feet, you know. And yet, you had the energy to have an affair.
Please, Lily, apologize to CEO White for me. I'm really doing my best at work.
Why do I have to listen to what you say? We are strangers to each other, aren't we? And the one to apologize to isn't my husband, it's me.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Well, it's fine now.
Are you forgiving me? You're as kind as ever, Lily. You haven't changed a bit since then.
I'm saying it's fine because there's no need to forgive. I have nothing to do with you anymore.
Don't say things like that. After all, I'm your ex-husband.
I forgot. I'm so happy now that I can forget about you completely. Thanks for leaving me. I don't even harbor any resentment anymore, so please congratulate me on my current life. Afterwards, my ex-husband was indeed fired from his company. Of course, being a corporation, he wasn't fired solely because he insulted me. He has always been terrible in his words and actions, and there were complaints from his colleagues and clients. Furthermore, he was apparently buying personal items under the guise of expenses. It seems that it was only a matter of time before he was fired. By the way, after divorcing me, my ex-husband apparently broke up with his mistress. I hear he's been single ever since. Moreover, he evolved into a delusional middle-aged man who still thinks he's popular. and it seems no one was taking him seriously. Fired from his job in middle age, I'm not sure what he will do from here. But his life is certainly not happier than mine. While I am still unable to walk and live a life in a wheelchair, I met my current husband and have a partner that I can truly trust, and every day is filled with happiness. After divorcing my ex-husband, I had no hope for life. However, not wanting to be defeated by such dark feelings, I worked hard in my own way, and I believe that I was finally able to attain true happiness. I no longer look back on the accident or my legs. Everything that has happened so far has made me who I am now. Moving forward, along with my loving current husband, I plan to create many warm and happy moments.
Iris, thanks for the planner as my birthday gift. I finally understand why you told me not to get a planner this year.
Happy birthday, Uncle Alan. You can buy whatever you need for yourself, right? That's why I wanted to give you something you really need.
Anything I get from you is appreciated, huh? We don't have any kids and you're like a daughter to me.
I also see you as the second father, you know.
But could you not say that in front of my brother? He gets upset, claiming you're his daughter.
I know.
So, Iris, how have you been recently? I heard from my brother that you moved in with your husband's parents.
Yes, that's right. We're living with my husband's parents, 4 of us in total.
That's rare these days. No offense, but isn't it tough to live together with them? Or are your in-laws good-natured enough that you don't mind living with them?
I thought they might be nice people at first. But since we started discussing living together, I've started to feel something's off. Oh, don't tell this to my dad, okay? I don't want to say anything bad about my in-laws to my parents.
I understand. I won't tell them. The relationship between in-laws can be tricky. But you shouldn't put up with anything if they are bothering you.
Yes.
You're not being mistreated, are you?
I wouldn't call it mistreatment, but more like they are too attached to my husband. I think they may feel like they lost him to me after we got married. That's why sometimes they subtly put me down or exclude me from meals.
That sounds like mistreatment. Who dares to do that to our Iris? Isn't your husband Barry doing anything about it?
Oh, Barry does stand up for me. So, don't worry. But if they were people who would heed warnings, they wouldn't do such things in the first place, right? Well, that's how it is.
If I were you, I'd move out right away.
Yes, Barry also says living together was a mistake. We initially moved in because Barry's job transfer was postponed. This came to light after we had terminated our lease. Then, my mother-in-law said we could stay with them for a while.
Still, I think anyone would be against moving in together.
That's true, but she was very persuasive and I was eventually won over. I agreed, thinking it was only for a month, but then Barry's job transfer kept getting delayed. However, we are considering moving out soon. We're contributing to the household expenses, equivalent to rent, so it'd be better to live separately. Well, we haven't told my in-laws yet.
Good, that's the way to go. You don't need to be around people who mistreat you.
Yes, I'll try to slowly distance myself and manage somehow. Once we're apart, my mother-in-law probably won't care about me so much. Sorry for unloading my complaints on you. But somehow I feel better now, thank you.
I was the one who asked, so don't apologize. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? And always feel free to talk to me if something comes up.
Iris, when are you going to be back from the grocery store? You're not just slacking off on the housework, are you?
I apologize, Hilda. The shopping is done, I'm just stopping by the dry cleaners on the way home.
I could have done all that within an hour if I were you. You really can't do anything right, can you? Yesterday's dinner was too heavily seasoned as well. Are your taste buds off?
I apologize, I'll go a little lighter with the seasoning today.
You should. If I had to eat food like that every day, I'd get sick. Oh, is this intentional because Barry's been on a business trip since yesterday? Are you trying to do something awful to me while Barry's away?
No, I'm not intending that way.
Really? I don't see any kindness from you towards me or Carl. You don't just dismiss us because we're your in-laws, do you?
No way. So please don't say such a thing.
Then take us on a trip. Show some filial piety.
A trip, you say? Where to?
Somewhere with nature where we can relax would be nice. I've always wanted to go on a family trip. Hey, your mom is on social media, isn't she?
Oh, that's right, she started it.
I have her contact registered, so her post popped up the other day. She was staying at a relative's vacation house, wasn't she?
Yes.
I saw that, and thought I wanted to stay at a place like that with my family. I was surprised to find out you have a relative who owns a vacation house. You have wealthy relatives, don't you?
Well, yes. That's true.
Let us stay at that vacation house too.
But the accessibility to that house isn't very good. It's impossible without a car.
Carl or Barry can drive us. So, can we? You'll ask for us, won't you?
I'll ask, but please don't get your hopes up.
What? Are you saying we're not considered a part of your family? Are you saying that your mother and her folks are okay, but not us?
No, it's nothing like that. The cabin is rented out like an Airbnb. So we can't just book it any time.
If the owner agrees, then sure, anything is possible. This lets me know what you really think about us. When we get refused, well, I'll just take that as how you feel about me.
I myself don't own the cabin, so.
Enough with the excuses. Oh, by the way, we're running low on food for Max. Can you pick some up while you're out shopping? They don't sell it at the supermarket, so you must go to our usual vet.
Isn't that in the next town over?
Yes. Is there a problem?
No, I'll head there.
Great, take care of it. But make sure you come back as soon as possible.
Hilda, isn't the car wash over yet? And I don't see anyone from the pet hotel either. Could you give me their contact details? I'll give them a call.
They won't be coming.
What?
Haven't you noticed yet?
Noticed what?
Carl and I went out for a car wash, and it's been over an hour now, hasn't it?
Yes.
We left you behind and are heading to the cabin.
What? But I have the keys.
Oh, we took them without you noticing. We also got the location from you, so we don't need you anymore. We'll enjoy ourselves with Barry, who's coming straight from his business trip, and the three of us as a family.
You planned to leave me behind from the beginning.
Yes, because it's a family trip.
I see. I'm not part of the family.
A daughter-in-law is different, you know. You can look after Max as you are our daughter-in-law.
I see. Understood.
Oh, don't say anything unnecessary to my son, okay? I'll tell him you're staying home because you caught a cold. You understand our hope to spend some time as a family, don't you? If you care about your in-laws, do as I say.
Yes, I won't tell him.
I'm glad. Iris, you're such an understanding daughter-in-law. While we're away, take care of the dog, and do a deep cleaning as well. If you do as I told you, I might consider acknowledging you as part of my family. So, make sure you do what you're told.
Iris, have you arrived at the vacation home?
Yeah. I think so.
Think? What do you mean by think? How's the vacation home? Is your husband's family happy?
Since I'm the daughter-in-law, I'm staying home. Oh, but I'm not alone. Max, the dog, is staying home with me too.
What? Staying at home? Just because you're the daughter-in-law?
You invited them. Why were you left behind?
It seems they didn't want to take me in the first place. They said they were going to wash the car before we left, and it turns out that it was a lie just to leave me behind.
What the? How could they do such a terrible thing? If you hadn't asked, I wouldn't have lent them my place.
Alan, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Iris. The ones at fault are your in-laws.
What's Barry doing?
He doesn't know. He's going straight to the vacation home from his business trip. Plus, Hilda told me not to tell him anything. She said, if I care about them, I won't make a fuss.
Iris.
Are you okay with this?
Not really. But we're moving soon. Even if I speak up, my in-laws won't listen.
Iris, what does Barry's dad do for a living?
Huh? Just a regular office worker.
Tell me the name of his company. And Barry's contact information as well.
I should share this information just in case.
Alan, what are you planning to do?
They're messing with my dear niece like this.
I can't just let this slide.
Even if you try to keep your distance. I don't think Barry's mother is the type to stop this harassment.
You're right. I'll tell Barry everything, and I'll clearly express my feelings to my in-laws. I don't think they'll understand, though.
Even so, it's better to do that, and it's most important to take measures to prevent this from happening again.
I'm genuinely glad to be a CEO right now.
Wait, what are you really going to do?
I won't do anything to make it worse. All I do is a little cooperation. So, Iris, feel free to voice your concerns.
Iris. Your uncle is the CEO of that famous company. Isn't that the company my husband's company does business with?
Yes, that's correct.
Why didn't you tell us before? If we knew you were the niece of the CEO, we wouldn't have left you behind.
Just because my uncle is a CEO doesn't make me any different. I'm just a housewife. Please, don't make a fuss about it.
How can I not? Carl might get demoted, you know.
Is that so?
I heard it from Barry, who arrived late to the villa. He said your uncle is furious about you being left behind.
I'm sorry, it seems like my uncle may have overreacted a bit.
It's not a laughing matter. Look, I'm sorry for what happened before. Can you please ask your uncle to reconsider Carl's demotion? Who else could do it?
I've always tried my best to have a good relationship with you. But after living together for a few months, I realized that no matter what I do, you will never approve of me.
That's not true. We didn't dislike you or anything.
Well, that's how I felt. Whenever Barry tried to correct your attitude, it only made things worse. And there wasn't a single act of kindness towards me since we moved in. I was hoping we could get along better, but it seemed pointless.
It's not pointless. Actually, I was impressed with you. You always do things properly as you're told, and you never show any dissatisfaction. You're so obedient.
I see. If I could be of any help to you all, that's good.
Iris, let's have a better relationship from now on. Carl is really upset, and you know, he never did anything wrong to you, did he?
He is completely under your thumb, isn't he? But I think just standing by and doing nothing is just as bad. It's obvious that I've been treated badly since we've been living together.
When the demotion came up, I was blamed for it. That quiet man, told me he didn't even want to see my face.
Well, you both reaped what you sowed, didn't you?
I admit that we've mistreated you so far. I will apologize properly. So please, I'm begging you, forgive us. We really won't hurt you again.
Sure. Then before you leave the cabin, could you mow the lawn around there? And also clean the outside windows.
I have to do it. This cabin is supposed to be maintained by someone, right?
He is letting you stay here for free, aren't you? At least do that.
I'll do it. Let me do it. Once I finish those 2 tasks, you'll forgive me, right?
And from here on out, let's share the housework until we move out. And we'll never live together again. I'll also prohibit you from entering the new home we're moving to.
Then I won't be able to see my son.
If you want to see him, call him over to your house.
Do you really think he will come to us with this situation?
Who put us in this situation? Isn't it you? Do I need to be considerate of that?
Maybe you're right. Okay. I'll do everything as you say. So please, tell your uncle we've resolved things. Tell him you've forgiven us.
I understand. I'll consider it once everything's done.
Consider it. Aren't you going to forgive us?
I'll consider that. So, please don't expect too much.
Don't say such cruel things. We're still family, right?
Please don't make me laugh. Didn't you say that a daughter-in-law is not family?
I'm sorry. What I said to you was wrong. It's just because our son always takes your side. It was just a little bit of spite. It wasn't how I really felt.
It didn't feel like a little bit of spite to me. It felt like your true feelings.
Iris, I'm really sorry. If Carl becomes unemployed at this age, we won't be able to survive. Please help us.
Anyway, I don't consider you two as a family. What happens from here is up to you. So, please do as exactly you're told, okay? Whether you actually do it or not, I'll take that as your true feelings. After that, my parents-in-laws did as I asked, taking care of mowing the lawn and cleaning up, and returned to their home. Also, she began to constantly observe my mood. Until we moved, all I had to do was cleaning my own and my husband's rooms and doing the laundry. Whenever I tried to prepare meals, she would insist on doing it, so I let her. Their attitude changed 180 degrees, so I've been able to live at their house without any stress. And I've managed to move out peacefully. I was satisfied just being able to say what I'd like to say. But thanks to my uncle, I was able to re-establish our relationship smoothly. It feels like a bit of cheating, but honestly, I am so relieved. By the way, my uncle never intended to demote my father-in-law in the first place. It seems like he just put in a word to the CEO of his company, in case it could act as a deterrent. My husband says he doesn't ever need to spill the beans. So I think he will behave at least until he retires. In the meantime, my husband is sure to get transferred. And given the physical distance, as we will be living separately, I plan to prepare to keep our interactions to a minimum. Now that I've moved away from their house, I can finally live freely. When I was living with them, my mother-in-law was so demanding that I barely had time for myself. Even so, I did my best to get along as possible. But there are efforts in life that you don't need to make. Since I've restarted my work from home and have time for myself, I am happy to be able to live a very fulfilling daily life. From now on, I'd like to cherish my kind husband and my own family even more, and lead joyful happy life with my loved one.